Summer is here, and with it comes the deadline to pay school fees for the next year. And with that comes the annual debate about the arbitrary hike of fees in private schools across the country and whether or not the government should actually be intervening. So that's what this video is about. So remember, like, share, and subscribe. And also sign up for our membership if you can. I must point out that I'm currently traveling because I'm helping look after a family member who's not well, which means I'm going to try to squeeze in a video here and there whenever I can. And if the production value or the audio is not great, then I apologize for that. But this is just me and my team doing our best. All right. Before we start on the schools, right, I want to point out that in India, we have different types of schools. We have the government schools, which are owned and administered by government. So that's municipal, state, and central government schools. We then have government-aided schools, which either receive a grant from the government or they're built on government land. And then there are private unaided schools. So there's no grant, there's no government land, and they generate their own revenue to keep their school running. And a lot of times it is this category where the complaints actually arise about. Now, in 2018, and that was a while ago, I agree, there was some data in a news report that said that India has about 3.5 lakh private unaided schools, and 38% of all Indian students go to those schools. And I think that number might have increased since then. But it's an interesting sort of data to show us how many of our students go to these schools. Now, we've found out that Delhi, Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad, Calcutta, Mumbai have had protests recently in the last 2 months about the increase of school fees in these unaided schools from between 10% to 40% in a year. And as the new academic session starts, and I'm going to point out that I've been as a journalist tracking this at least for 8 years now, where year on year it turns out to be an increasing problem of schools actually demanding higher fees and parents not being able to meet those demands. But the trigger for this story comes from the fact that in Delhi, the new Chief Minister Lekha Gupta met with a group of parents and students from one Queen Mary public school who accused the administration of randomly increasing the fees and threatening to suspend children whose parents are not able to meet those demands. Now, the Chief Minister has said that the Education Department will launch a citywide inquiry and, they will make sure that this doesn't happen. And if a school is found guilty of arbitrarily increasing fees, they will lose their recognition. So their recognition will be revoked. Also, the Delhi Education Minister Ashish Sood has announced that the government will collect audit reports from 1,677 schools and upload it on the Department of Education website so that parents can actually see where the money is going. Now, why were these parents protesting? According to one report, a class 8 student's parent said that in the years 22-23, the fees were hiked 40%. In 23-24, fees were hiked 30%. And after that, 18%. So parents are saying cumulatively, it will become really difficult for us to actually pay those fees. In Dwarka in Delhi on the 8th of April, parents were standing outside of a school because they said the children were being locked up in the library for several days because their parents were not able to cough up these increased fees. So this is something the Delhi government is now taking cognizance of. But I want to point out the president of the Delhi Parents Association, speaking to Hindustan Times, has actually said the government must not just issue warnings, but re-recognize schools in the long term. De-recognizing a school isn't a long-term solution. The government should consider taking over these schools. And I want to pause here as a parent also and consider if the government starts to come in and take over private schools, they will now become government schools. And is that a facility you would want your child to continue to go to? And that's something we should as parents examine before, we move forward. But the question is this a Delhi specific problem? Hell no. Let me give you examples for the last 2 months, not for the last 8 years, for the last 2 months. Hyderabad, in parents of Z school, according to Telangana Today report, said fees had been hiked 30 to 50%, and they were protesting, calling it unethical. In Pune, City International School in the Aund area, 100 parents apparently protested because there was a 12,000 rupee hike in the annual fees and a 7,000 rupee sports fees, which one parent speaking to Pune Mirror said that they don't even have a field to play these sports in and they're charging us money. Bengaluru, Several parents have said that fees are going up 10 to 30% per year, and they have been protesting as well. Private schools have defended the fee hike, and they're saying there's an increased operational cost, increased higher salaries for teachers, rising prices of uniforms and transportation, and demands for better facilities from parents for the children, and that is why we're having to increase. But I want to point out that D. Shashikumar, who is the Secretary of the Association of Primary and Secondary Education in Karnataka, has said that hike is inevitable because of rising costs, but if it crosses 30% per year, parents should lodge a complaint. Just as an example of how state governments tend to handle this, right? In Karnataka, the Education Minister Madhu Bangarappa has acknowledged the problem that parents are facing and offered a solution. He has urged parents to consider government schools as an alternative, highlighting the quality of education provided in government schools. And this is just the kind of sort of obtuse answer one is used to hearing from the Karnataka government. Parents, on the other hand, are asking for transparency as to where the fees is actually being used for and what calculation you're using to arrive at this 10%, 30%, 50% increase year on year. Because effectively, once someone has enrolled their child in a school over the course of 10 years or 12 years, if there is a visibility on what one can expect as a hike, so 10% every year, 12% every year, then it makes it easier for parents to manage. So this is the president of something called Voice of Parents in Karnataka, who has asked for transparency. The Karnataka School Parents Association has said that schools are manipulating parents by hiking fees and transportation fees every year. We need transparency. Even in Kolkata, parents were saying that in the Mahadev Birla World Academy School, according to the Telegraph, there was a 30% fee hike. I just want to point out a couple of things. There was one research paper that came that was brought up by an organization called Local Circles, who said that 44% of the parents they spoke to said that they'd experienced a hike of 80% over 3 years. There were some parents, 8% of the parents said it's more than 80% over 3 years. So basically what you're saying is that in a 3-year window, the fees are nearly doubling. And this survey apparently spoke to 31,000 parents across 300 districts in India. Apparently, the worst was Hyderabad, where schools were demanding double the fees in the lower KGs, in the kindergarten space. I want to point out, this is the data that we're seeing in reports, but I want to point out there's another angle, right? And that is the private coaching angle, where basically parents are paying school fees and then you have to pay private coaching per subject that runs into thousands per month, so that the child will learn what you might think is adequate to answer an exam. There's also a conflict here because a lot of times the teacher who's teaching the classroom is also doing private coaching. And so he or she is not really incentivized to make sure children learn anything in the classroom because they know that then they will be sent for private coaching and then you can make that extra money. And somehow no state government has really looked into what I see as a glaring problem in our education system. The real problem is this though. Salaries had not gone up alongside this demand for fees because at the end of the day, parents will have to run their house, pay their EMIs, pay their school fees with those salaries. And data has told us that salaries are stagnant. In fact, there was this one research, Pew Research Center had said that during our COVID time, 32 million people no longer qualified as middle class because their income fell below that. We have data that, from corporates that say that even though corporate India has seen their profits go up 4x in the last 4 years, they have not passed that on as salary increases to their employees. Across industries, the Industry Inc. salary trend has shown that in 2025, the average increase was 9.2%. In 2024, the average increase in salary was 9.3%. So imagine parents who are seeing a 9% increase in their salary, then there is inflation on food, inflation on rent, they have EMIs to pay, and they have school fees that's going up 30-40% every year. If there are 2 children in that household, plus private coaching, education is going to chew up a large portion of their family income. And that is the real problem. The other issue is regulation. So these private unaided schools who regulates these schools? Is it state government? Is it the central government? Can they step in and tell them how much fees to charge and how much, increase in that fees is allowed year on year or not, because they simply run as businesses? In fact, I want to point out in 2004, there was a Supreme Court ruling about modern school with the Delhi government that said, and the court said the Delhi government should restrict fee increases to prevent, and I'm quoting, the commercialization of education. This was 2004. This conversation has been happening since that 20 years now. Now, this would mean that every state government can come out and create a regulation for the increase of fees. It would also mean that education should not be purely commercialized. But I remember Tamil Nadu schools in 2009 established a regulation of the collection of fees to determine what the admission fees are going to be for private education as well. But not all governments did it. In April 2024, the High Court in Delhi made an interim order asking for government oversight on schools that are built of DDA land. So there's been sort of patchy understanding of what that regulation is and where that regulation will come from, but it's not clear. And fundamentally, there are a couple of problems with it. One, on what is the calculation to which schools are arriving at the percentage of increase year on year? What is that money be used for? What facilities are being provided to the students for that fees that is being paid? Is this something that we want state governments or central government to get involved in private schools and actually maybe provide a framework saying that you can only increase this much year on year, or if you are increasing more than that, it should be very clear what facility you are providing and where that money is going. Should the paperwork be audited and made public, or are schools justified in saying that we are able to provide the kind of schooling that we want to because we are private and unaided, and in order to maintain that, we should be allowed a certain level of autonomy in the way we run our books? So these are actually really important questions which I've illustrated to you have not been answered for decades in our country. The other more sociological problem is this, right? Each one of us as Indian citizens pays for free and compulsory education for all children in our country. Remember, everybody is entitled to free and compulsory education in India. So you are paying for every single government school. It's coming out of your taxes. But none of these schools are up to the mark where you want to send your own children. And so the demand for private education is astronomical. And so private education is able to charge whatever they want to charge. We need to also at the same time demand better from our government schools and make sure that the money you are already spending for government schools results in better education that is being provided. So the demand of the private sector is not so high and the private sector is not given such a free hand. Remember, this is also the problem we face when it comes to health and hospitals. We pay for government hospitals, but we use private sector hospitals. Leave me your comment on what you think the answer should be when it comes to arbitrary school fee hikes. Is this something that you have faced? Do you believe the government should step in, and to what extent? Let me know in the comment section.